Welcome to the College Football Bros. I'm Michael Newman.
And I'm Ryan Newman.
All right, we are previewing UCF's 2021 season today. But first, if you like college football, be sure to subscribe because this is just the second episode of our 50-plus episode series previewing the 2021 season over the next couple months. So, yeah, you'll want to be subscribed. Question 2 in our series here is, will Gus Malzahn have success in year 1 at UCF? And we'll give our definitive answers later in the episode. But first, Ryan, what was your just general reaction to the hire of Gus Malzahn?
Yeah, I remember kind of going over this when it happened, but that was a good hire, a really good hire for a Group of 5 team to get a coach that went 39-27 in SEC play, playing in the SEC West, the harder division. He never had a losing season there. He recruited well. I think you have to be really happy if you're a UCF fan. So a proven coach that's going to have a lot of experience to work with in UCF's with all the production they have coming back. I mean, it's about as good as you could imagine, I would think, for UCF.
I agree. I really like the hire. I think he's going to recruit a lot better than Josh Heupel did. He's already kind of proving that a little bit on the recruiting trail and in the transfer portal. So that's a good thing. My only question is that the offenses at Auburn towards the end of his tenure were not good. So, and that's kind of what UCF has built, their program on as of late, is really explosive offenses. So we'll see if he's able to,
he's being
adjust.
Gift wrapped. I mean, we'll talk about it here, but
yeah,
the offense should be pretty good.
Yeah. he's got a great thing to walk into. Amazing situation. He's got Dillon Gabriel, one of the best quarterbacks in the country. Even with Marlon Williams gone, their top receiver, they've still got good skill talent. Jalen Robinson is probably going to have over 1,000 yards receiving this year. They've added some skill talent from the Power 5 at running back and receiver, so some transfers will help. O-line brings back all 5 starters. There's no reason they shouldn't be great on offense.
Yeah, no, and it's just, all the transfers you mentioned. I mean, those guys should have big impacts. They're not just bringing in those guys these guys that saw some significant playing time at their previous school. So I don't know. I think with the way Gus Malzahn's going to get a little bit of a rejuvenation here on offense. Mm-hmm. I think he got a little, like you mentioned, got a little stale there at Auburn. Bo Nix got a little limited, and things just weren't clicking for him for whatever reason. But I think it's just going to see a little bit of a boom pop here for Gus Malzahn, because this offense has got everything you need to be really, really good.
Yep. Okay, what about other side of the ball? What about the defense?
Okay, that struggled last year. For now we're not so happy. But I mean, it should be better. They got dealt a tough hand last year. They had some COVID sit-outs. So that was definitely a big blow. They do lose a few key guys in the secondary. Richie Grant, in particular, who had a great career there at UCF. But I think whatever necessarily they do lose in the secondary, I think they're going to more than make up for it with what they have coming back and are gaining in the front 7. Khalil Davis, he opted to sit out last year. He's a defensive lineman. He's good. He's coming back, so he'll come back strong this year. It's going to be a huge kind of bonus up front for them. Then they get a big transfer coming with Gus Malzahn from Auburn, Big Cat Bryant. That's a huge pickup. He was a high caliber player, even in the SEC. So that was a major pickup. And they get another huge pickup along the defensive front with Ricky Barber Jr., freshman All-American from Western Kentucky. So, I mean, there's a lot to work with. It's just if the secondary can kind of hold things together, I think their front 7 will be all right. I think they'll be able to generate some pressure. They were pretty low as far as yards per play, 93rd, but I think they'll make a pretty big jump. Maybe I don't see why they couldn't jump to like a top 50 or so type of defense. It's a pretty decent jump, but I think they'll improve quite a bit.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, that's the big question. I think they could be better than people think, but certainly not going to be a good defense. But they do get 11 of their top 14 players in terms of snaps back, and like you mentioned, Khalil Davis. But yeah, that secondary, their pass defense was pretty bad last year, and the secondary is going to be young. There's some talent there.
That's why I think like Big Cat Bryant and Ricky Barber Jr., those guys will get after the quarterback probably better than they've had, so should help out that secondary.
Yeah, that could be. And they got Jaden Francois, who sat out last year after transferring from our favorite team, Nebraska. But he's a talented player. All right, let's get to the schedule.
Yep.
So non-conference, it's kind of interesting. They've got 2 gimmies, but then they've also got 2 really tough ones. They got Boise State at home, and that's to start the year, and they have at Louisville in week 3. So Gus better have the team ready early, or else they're at risk of starting out 1-2.
Yeah.
But I think most likely non-conference, you're looking at 3-1, hopefully 4-0, but that would be tough.
Yep.
And then on the schedule, they've also got Cincinnati on the road this year in the middle of the season. So that'll be obviously the kind of the game of the year in the AAC, at least as it stands right now.
Yeah, so they also play at SMU, but the schedule is manageable. I mean, I like their non-conference setup. It's going to be. I'm really looking forward to that Boise game. I think that'll be it's a Thursday night game, ESPN. That'll be a fun one to watch. So, and then their game at Louisville will be sweet to watch. So it sets up pretty well for them. If it's not unrealistic to think that UCF could make a pretty darn big run. Like they maybe even, hey, what if they go undefeated? It's possible. They got quite the weapons on offense. So
yeah, and they were 6-4 last year, but they lost 3 really close games, if I remember right. So they weren't, I don't think, quite as bad as that record might indicate.
No, I think they're going to be a better team this year. So,
okay, well, let's answer the question then. Will Gus Malzahn have success in year 1 at UCF?
Yes, I do think he'll have success because he's set up so well with all the players that he does have. And the other thing that he has, I do like his staff around him. I think he has a good offensive coordinator in G.J. Kinney and Travis Williams as on the defensive side. I think he's done a pretty good job, especially at Auburn. They had really good defenses there. It wasn't because of that side of the ball where they kind of struggled a little bit. So I like the staff. I like the fact that they actually it's not a COVID year, so they actually get an off season together. They actually had to work out the offense and defense kinks and get the system down a little bit here. And I just think Dillon Gabriel will be able to carry them a little bit. They're going to be able to put up 50 points in games where their defense gives up 40. They'll be able to pull some of those games out.
Yeah, I think their success this year might depend on that defense. Is it able to take a step forward? There's a lot of new pieces, of course, new coordinator. So I don't know. I don't know if, just how good that defense will be, but the offense is guaranteed to be good. I think it'll be a success. I'm going to give an answer of yes here, I guess, just because I think that over under 9.5 is fair. I think either way, if you go 9-3, 10-2, I think you can talk yourself into that being a successful season. That might sound like a cop out here, but I think it's going to be paired with a really good recruiting class in year 1 for Gus. And if you're UCF, sure, it'd be great to go undefeated this year or win the AAC, but really, I'm kind of gearing up. I'm sort of looking ahead. I want Gus Malzahn to lay the foundation for when in 2 to 3 years, when that playoff is 12 teams, I want to be set up to be, one of the, 1 or 2 best G5 teams. And I think there's a chance Gus Malzahn can lay that foundation this year.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And, it depends on if they go 9-3, it might depend on some of the losses. Like you said, last year, there's 3 losses they had for early in the year, or at least I think they lost 4 total games, but those 3, they lost their bowl game to BYU by like a ton.
Yeah.
But the 3 other games, they lost by like 1 score. They're super close. So they, a few plays here and there, they were almost top of their conference. So, but I think they're set up for success now and in the future.
All right. Well, thanks for watching and listening to this episode of the College Football Bros. We will be back tomorrow answering the question, will Coastal Carolina repeat as Sun Belt champs? So we will see you then.
You've been watching the College Football Bros. Be sure to subscribe here on YouTube and in your podcast app for college football content all year round. For bonus episodes and access to our Discord chat, join our Patreon at patreon.com/collegefootballbros. Thanks for watching.